If I end up stranded on an island by myself, I'm definitely dying day one. Absolutely. Sweetheart. So Sweetheart is a straight to Netflix movie produced by BlumHouse. It stars Kiersey Clemons as Sweetheart, and the premise is pretty simple. It's a straight up lost on a deserted island survival movie. Now, as far as the production company of this movie, BlumHouse, I would definitely like to give a shout out to them. They've been constantly dropping very good movies for the past few years. They dropped Insidious, they put out Halloween, Happy Death Day 1 and 2, and a lot of unique films. Also They also dropped Get Out. Their direction is very unique and not a lot of rinse and repeat movies coming from their studios. But as far as this movie, her character gets washed up on shore on this island by herself. She thinks she's alone, only to find out that there's a creature with her. Now, this is one of the movies that I came across when I searched hidden gems for Netflix for December. And I'm glad that I did. With a movie like this, since there's not a lot of people to talk to, she does a good job at portraying her feelings and emotions through facial features and just surprise reactions. Another thing that I found really interesting with this movie is that the first quarter to half of the movie doesn't really have a lot of background music. It focuses in on just her and the island. When she's walking through the forest, all you hear is just her feet trudging through it. You hear the water in the background, and the pacing of her breath really captures the tenseness of her being alone. Now, the second half of this movie brings in people that she knew before getting stranded. I feel like with them and without them, the movie would have been just fine. In fact, I had more questions when they were on film than I did when they weren't. And this movie doesn't really do a good job at addressing those questions that clearly they want us to ask. It felt like they just threw them in there to add a splash of depth and just more people for the monster to kill. And they're pretty forgettable just as quickly as they show up. Aside from the forgettable supporting cast, I'd say the only gripe that I have with this movie would be the monster. I feel like I was more intrigued with the silhouette of the monster and the build up to us actually seeing it than I was when we actually saw it. It felt like it was a rinse and repeat type deal. It would have been nice to make it more smarter. Maybe the first time it encounters the girl, it adapts, and the next time it sees her, it gets a little harder to kill. Something along those lines. I think this is a solid movie to end out the year. I wouldn't say it's beating out Uncut Gems, but I would say Sweetheart is a good movie to catch when you can. So what Netflix movie has the best monsters in it, in your opinion? Let me know in the comments below. If I had to pick, I'd say The Ritual had the best one, hands down, to date. But let me know what you think. As always, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification icon, and attack the comments section. Peace.